What's going on, dipshits? Today we're gonna talk about a movie that was made by a nobody and watched by nobody. It's called Mr. Nobody, motherfucks. That's right, Mr. Nobody. So, this movie was made 15 years ago, I think, maybe even more, I don't know, and it's very, very complex. Just to give you the plot of this film, it's about a guy who's in the future at some point and he's very, very old, and people are thinking about whether people as in like the society is thinking about whether they should kill this guy or give him that immortality injection, whatever that is, to make sure that he doesn't fucking die, right? And he goes on to tell his life story, and his story is basically three different versions of what his life was like, and it doesn't make any sense because you only have one life, right? So I'm gonna just spoil the movie a little bit for you because I want to talk about it, right? The movie's trash, I think. In my personal opinion, it's not a good film. And the reason for that is because, so he has three different lives, right? The reason for that is because at the end he says that every decision he made was the right one. It doesn't matter what his real life was like because, oh, actually there is a twist at the end, I should say that. But what the message of the film is that every decision you make is the right one, which I disagree with. That's not true, motherfuckers. If you are a living, breathing person, tell me, has every decision you have ever made been the right one? No, right? I don't know, if somebody agrees with that shit, go for it. But otherwise as well, this movie was told in a non-chronological order, and I think you should do something like that only if you have one of the best things that has ever been made. Otherwise, you're just wasting people's time, and this movie unfortunately falls in the latter category. And I'm sounding a lot harsher here than what I mean to. It's not a bad film, right? It's just not that great. It's really not. There is this scene in the film where everybody's driving a red car except for the protagonist. And I was just like, fuck off, man. What are you doing? You're trying to be so deep when you really don't have to be. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense to me. When directors try to do that, it's too forced. Right? And I know some people are gonna come in and they're gonna be like, oh, yeah, European movie, Mr. Dynamic, European movie, very complex, you don't understand. Well, fuck off, I understand it just fine, alright? I understand it and I don't like it. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Complex European movie and I don't like it. Not because I didn't understand it, not because I thought it was boring, because I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. That fucking simple. There is this scene at the beginning, and there is this guy who comes in every time we go to the future. There is this guy who has this weird paint on his face, and he says, "Remember, remember." And that guy's fucking, look, no disrespect to the actor, right? But that guy's fucking, and it's because of the painting. But that guy's fucking, the guy as in the character is fucking horrendous to look at. It's like, why the fuck is he here? Why the fuck does he have paint on his face? Literally doesn't make any sense just because he's from the future, and it's just stupid. He has paint on his face for no fucking reason at all. Nobody else in the future has paint on their face except for that one guy, and that's it. So there is this little twist at the end which I did like, right? I've spoiled pretty much everything, I think. But there is still this little, I guess, I don't want to call it a twist, but a plot reveal, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but it's pretty nice. I will say that. As far as the three lives are concerned that that the film shows, I think it's simplifying life quite a lot because all they focus on is who this guy marries. And that's an important aspect of life, obviously, but that's just not everything. And so there are three wives. He's happy with one and very unhappy with the other two, right? So the one that he's happy with, ideally that should be the right choice. And the other two should not be the right choice, right? And of course, butterfly effect and all that, you don't know who you're gonna beat there. And that's unfortunate. So instead of showing that, this film takes a different turn. And they say that, hey, every choice is the right choice because in the one life that he's happy in, he ends up dying in an accident. So he dies in an accident in one life, the one that he's happy in, and he's just unhappy in the other two. So, therefore, it doesn't matter what choice you make, but in real life, maybe you won't die in that accident, right? So, therefore, it just doesn't make any sense. You got this idea in your mind and you just created a bunch of storylines to support that idea, but real life doesn't work that way. So, there you go. There goes that argument right there. You know what I mean? So, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's why I don't like this film.